He is perhaps the most well-recognized man in America. He was the first American president and a very important general in the Revolutionary War. This is the story of George Washington. It is February 22nd, 1732, and Augustine and Mary Ball Washington have given birth to a son named George. There is a story of George Washington chopping down one of his father's cherry trees. This story is also known as what is called apocryphal. Apocryphal is a made-up story that is used to teach kids some sort of lesson. In this case, not to tell lies. In the year 1743, at the age of 11, George's father died, and from there on, George Washington grew up without a father. When George was a bit older, he became a surveyor for a man named William Fairfax, and then dark times struck. It was the French and Indian War, also known as the 7 Years' War, and George Washington was a general in the British Army. The British were fighting the French, both sides vying for land in America. The war lasted for 7 years, which is why the war is also called the 7 Years' War, and George Washington played a very key role in the success of the British. The cost of shipping men and supplies over to the war basically bankrupted England. So therefore, they in turn taxed the Americans, which made them extremely angry. And so began the American Revolution. George Washington was now a general in the American Army, fighting against the British, who were desperate for American land. There was a famous saying, "2 horses shot out from under me and 4 bullets in my coat, yet I kept on fighting." On December 19th, 1777, George Washington entered the camp of Valley Forge with his men. Over the course of the next 6 months, Washington fought many battles, including Brandywine, Germantown, and Monmouth. Both battles of Brandywine and Germantown ended in defeat for Washington and his men. But Washington beat Lord Cornwallis at Monmouth. Spanning from 1775 to 1783, the American Revolution took 8 years, and George Washington played a key part in the defeat of the British. George Washington was elected president by the American people in the year 1789, and his presidency lasted all the way until 1797. George Washington married his wife, Martha Custis, in the year 1759. He did not have any children of his own, but Martha already had 2, Patsy and John Park, or Jackie. George died on December 14th, 1799 from epiglottitis. He was surrounded by his family when he died. He will forever be remembered as one of the greatest men in American history.